estate, but we also help tenant rep. So let me go through and make sure. There we go. How do I do that?
Left and right on the finger.
It's smarter than me. All right. First, I'll ask why you're doing it. Later, I'll ask how you did it. So this is my family. Bailey, my daughter, my son Cole, his wife Carrie, and we moved down here about 7 years ago because my mother had Parkinson's. And so the reason that I went into real estate was really so that I could have a balanced life and help take care of my family. A little about me. My education is in opera performance. So I sang in all the way through college. I met my husband. He was the bartender on a cruise ship. And yes, I did all of the covers, the electric slide, all the fun things. So that was us. Later on, I did the musical Texas, which is done in the Polladora Canyons in Canyon, Texas. Right out of college, I was a store manager for Nordstrom, and then I moved on to being a trainer for Nordstrom, and sold copiers in my first as my first outside sales gig. That was great. That's when I got introduced to B&I. B&I was pivotal with selling copiers. It's an exciting job. Brian and I have been to 22
ballparks.
Thank you.
Stadium.
Baseball parks. So he is a huge fan. Like, we have to get there before batting practice. Okay, so we have been to 22 of them. The goal is to go to all of them. All right, first of all, I'm going to go a little background for the last I did. What is commercial real estate? So, office, medical. So listen to these words, warehouse, flex, multifamily, retail, RV parks, farms, apartments, student housing, storage facilities. So if there's anything that specifically is used for business or income. What to look for when buying an existing business. We went over this a little last time, but I kind of wanted to just go through with things, questions to ask. But we're going to move on to leasing. I should have cleaned that up more. Okay. All right. So why learn about commercial leasing? Understand that there are timelines and terms. Understand the steps and procedures, and how to pass a referral to myself, to me. So commercial real estate types of leases are full service, modified gross, and triple net. Does anyone here know what triple net lease is? Because that's what gets everybody mixed up. I think triple net leases for the investor is the gateway to commercial real estate, because who here has residential rental properties? All right. Water heater goes out, what happens? Roof leaks, what happens?
The property manager faces into the building.
Okay. Right, so that is up to you. A triple net lease means that all of your taxes, insurance, repairs, upfits are going to be done by the tenant. Okay? Gross modified means that it's going to be all inclusive, right? And full service can be everything from working with janitorial staff to electric to just everything included. All right. So step one for finding out if you can be somewhere. Okay. So leasing is zoning. So you've got to check the UDO. Has anybody seen the UDO for Clayton?
No.
Anyone? It's about 800 pages of, light reading in PDF format. So that tells you what you can do. Some UDOs are very specific, like the town of Clayton. They'll tell you what kind of shrubs and trees you can put. Like, they're very specific. They will say, someone will say, why are there 4 gas stations right here? Zoning, okay? So it has nothing to do with being able to market towards each other. It's just that where can gas stations go, right? So it outlines the uses allowed in each zone. So a lot of times you'll have medical in one area. Like I said, gas stations in one area, office. So check zoning on properties and which municipality governs that property. I'm redundant. Okay, so this is kind of, I tried to screenshot what you could do in these areas. But this is the land uses. I can't read this. So from everything from, coffee shop, bakery, computer-related services. So it gets very, very specific. It can be general, then it can be very specific. Okay. This was done December of 2024, and this is what Clayton wants it to look like in the next 5 to 10 years. Okay, so they have redrawn this to be very specific. Where is it? That's downtown. That's Main Street. So they've extended some different zoning regulations for different properties, and so they're looking to expand their business district. All right. Step 2. So that's just zoning. So now we know we found some place that we can put your office. We need financials. We need 2 years of personal tax returns, 2 years of profit and loss statements, and then usually a personal financial statement. Sometimes a business plan if you want to do SBA. Finding the space. We have search platforms. MLS is what we use for residential. There's some commercial on there that's hidden in there. Sometimes you can find a little diamond in the rough. CoStar, LoopNet, and Crexy. All right. How are we doing on time?
3 minutes.
Okay. So I think this is very interesting. Lead time for construction. Like, I'll just build something. It's like, okay, well, where are you going to be for the next 18 to 24 years, right? For 2 years. Because a lot gets involved when you start to build. You have to get DOT involved. Do you need an extra lane for turning? How many of you guys have seen like Publix is popping up everywhere? Mm-hmm. But once you'll see the sign, you'll see it for about 2 years, right? Mm-hmm. You'll see it for about 2 years. And you see them widening the road. And then you see them, putting an entrance in and out, and then they put it up. But a lot of that is trying to make sure that the infrastructure is done well. So there's no structural changes, 1 to 3 weeks possibly, and this is for leasing. Adding walls and some electrical and plumbing, 1 to 4 months. You still have to get permitting. A shell space, so heavy remodeling is 6 to 8 months. And that is based on availability and whether or not you can get permits. Inventory. So I've had a lot of leads from you guys, and I really appreciate them. But I can only find what's out there. So as things come on the market, it just depends on how much is available. So for office, right now it's about 1 to 3 months is how long it takes to find an office. Retail, there's lots of retail spaces. There's lots of open retail spaces. You could almost get that immediately. Industrial and flex is taking about 4 to 6 months. And if you know somebody that has industrial or flex and they don't have a sign in their window or they have a for sale by owner, please let me know because there is a lot of need for that. All right, so making an offer, we have some other, got 2 minutes. We have some other verbiage that we use. So it's called LOI, which is a letter of intent, which is not written by an attorney, so it is not contractual. It's more of like a verbal agreement that we have within a gentleman's handshake saying, this is what we intend to do. Will you accept this? And that's the paper trail of the conversation that you have for commercial. So, and then once you get that, then you get a lease involved. So a lease is the binding agreement, the deposit check, and the first month's rent. So it goes pretty quickly after you come to the meeting of the minds of what you're intending to do with the space, whether or not you can get financing. That's the longer process. And then once you get the lease, it should be good to go. So if somebody says, yes, I'm looking for commercial, the 3 things I really need to know is when they would like to be somewhere. Their target market. So in commercial, it is important what is around you. So I had, what was that? It was a tutoring company that her specific target market was people from other countries wanting, so it mattered what the demographics were. They really wanted Indian or Asian or just the demographics for that community to put the tutoring company there. So that was important. And then also their contact information. All right. Any questions? Did I get it?
Right on time.